together. Now, you can maybe say the same thing about G2. They're probably the best team right now. In fact, definitely in my opinion. They've not won a major together as a full roster. Of course, when they still had Kronovi, they were able to win over a dominant at the time K-Dot, Turbo Pulsar, Violent Panda lineup that some of you may remember. Let's see if G2 can continue their impressive performance this weekend. Me, eyes on Rizzo. Is he going to pop off?
Absolutely. We are in game one. There's potential to go 0-7. What we've seen this weekend, that would not be much of a surprise. Here is Justin. Hopefully he is over his slump that he was talking about earlier on.
There's Justin, of course, playing a fantastic series. They're opening the scoring in their quarterfinal match with an unbelievable shot. And I do expect G2 to close down the shots that NRG are going to be attempting a little bit faster than GC Aura did. That's the biggest problem that NRG are going to have to face, is that G2 are just a quicker team. They're much, much faster. Did they get warmed up properly for this one?
There's going to be Rizzo looking to block. That's got a ball past Garen. What a pinch that is. From Chicago, immediately moves the ball over, but a response from Justin. And that is an awkward bounce as well. Justin tries to put up high. Can't sneak it under the crossbar.
A little bit of communication misplays there from G2. And again, the defense not looking too organized. They were actually one of the teams who impressed me most with their communication recently. They're all backed into the goal at the moment. NRG unable to score. Plenty of opportunities already.
J-Naps offloads to Chicago. Chicago pops back up. I would have thought that would have been for Rizzo, but seemingly Rizzo was not far enough forward for him to really be a part of that play.
That's what we want Rizzo to be doing today. If they don't have a chance, but it's actually Garrett with an end-to-end shot. However, that has bounced before the line, so definitely going to call that one a misplay from G2. J-Naps out of position. Still a good power from Garrett, who's actually told me before this match that he, I think, picked up the dominance about 5 minutes before their match against GC Aura earlier today. I thought, actually, this is feeling pretty good. Let me try it out, and it worked out wonderfully.
J-Naps trying to even us up. And pop over to Chicago. With the passing plays that we saw earlier on from G2 that really made the difference. We're going to look to try and get back to that. Yeah, so quick across the entirety of the field.
Are G2 going to have that confidence, like they usually do, though, to aggress with all three players and try and keep their opposition boxed in their own path? If they're against NRG, and they know just as well as anybody else how good of a team this is. Let's see with what kind of attitude G2 approach this comeback.
Garrett tries to play it the safe way, but this is Rocket League, and there is no safe way when it comes to getting rid of that ball.
Listen, Trogan, if you tell me that the game is Rocket League...
Oh, I just realized what I said. No.
I'm going to believe you. 2 minutes left in game one. NRG...
Ask me to name games in Trivial Pursuit. I will win every day. Only for one game.
Well, NRG have had a quite easy game here. G2 looking pretty tame so far. That's a free aerial though for J-Naps, and he's not made contact. Not going to get too many uncontested aerials this match, J-Naps. They'll be doing better than that when they do come along.
Bounces off the wall. Minute and a half left here. NRG coasting along in their 1-goal lead. Looks to make it 2. They will make it 2. Garrett G doubles up his own personal tally.
You know, you have to ask again, what is going on here for G2? I think Rizzo actually might have mind-gamed Chicago, because he's just trying to rotate back, but Chicago sees him moving towards the ball and decides not to play it and thinking maybe we're going to collide here. So Rizzo has to be careful. Either communicate what he's doing or actually play the ball there or rotate somewhere else. G2 are not looking very organized in defense.
Solo to the corner. It's going to be Rizzo coming in. Lovely pinch. That should drop down awkwardly, but just about missed the curve on the top of the ceiling.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there for Rizzo. Justin was up so fast anyway, so it was going to be difficult to make anything off it. That's not a weakness that NRG are going to be displaying this series. You know, they're always so quick into the air. Get those disruptive touches, prevent G2 from stringing together those passes that we're so impressed by recently.
Clear. As far as Rizzo, who does hold the midfield, wants a second touch. There's 2 players committed, which means Chicago is quite far back here. It's more very important time wasted off the clock. This needs to be something special, and Chicago was that close to delivering.
A difficult shot for Chicago. He has done well to put it on target, but from that angle, the power is never really going to threaten NRG, who are prepared for anything, really. I mean, I think Chicago could have caught it perfectly, and NRG still would have saved that. It's not ideal for G2. They've had chances this game, a few of them, and not looked clinical at all. But I think their biggest problem at the moment has been in defense, running into each other, not rotating as well as they usually do.
Consolation goal to finish us off here. JNAP's picking himself one up, which is good news for G2 because they did look better in that final 30 seconds. They were passing a lot stronger, like we did see earlier on today, which was not what we saw from them to start us off.
Yeah, big changes need to be made, though. It's all about that defense. Will they clean up their act? Will they do it soon? Because G2 have struggled recently when series like this have gone long. When they've fallen behind in BTS against Dignitas, they didn't look like they were going to come back. They had to suffer an early elimination on the final day of that event. And, you're also looking at their matchup against Reciprocity before they were Reciprocity. It didn't go well in that one either. So although they're known for being a team who are used to going to Game 5s, more recently, I think they're more momentum-based. They want to be stringing together wins early in a series.
Certainly didn't go that way for them over here. G2 recognize they've got time, though. Both teams pretty relaxed, actually. They've been here plenty of times. I think once we start hitting the later stages in this game is when we'll start seeing the slightly less relaxed postures.
Well, I was chatting to Garrett before this game, like I said, and one of the other things that he's told me is he now has had a complete change mentally compared to pretty much all the other Dreamhacks that he played in this year, where his dominant thought would have been, I don't want to lose, I can't lose, I don't want to lose. That's all he's thinking of, or all he's capable of thinking of, whereas now he's just fully relaxed. I think that one Beyond the Summit tournament with Turbo has done that for him.
Absolutely. So NRG coming into Aquadome on a 1-game lead. Justin just showing off some of that mechanical ability of his. Gets NRG down to the blue side of the field.
Pinches have been a good clearing technique for G2 so far. JNAP's really going to hit this. Oh, he's not far off. That was spectacular. G2 unable to score. Unable to score meaningful goals. I'm not going to count the one they got on 0 seconds last game because it was already game over. They're still hunting for their first goal that actually matters. So many ceiling resets for Justin for them to think about.
Justin, such a strong player, and he's been adding something that we've seen work very well for defenses so far this weekend, which is those air dribbles. So easy to get out of a tough defensive position with an air dribble because it just buys so much time, and it's not the quickest move ever, so it forces your opponents to wait.
Yeah, it gives your teammates time to reposition, to gather boost. In the ideal world, you're getting a 50-50 at the worst. Oh, Rizzo actually on the wrong side of the ball. And he just guides it into the middle for Garrett to finish. Just trickery from Justin that sets this one up, though Rizzo was not prepared for that second touch that Justin was able to get.
Yeah, just popped straight on top of his car, and before he knew it, it was all over for him. NRG take the lead yet again. We haven't played much of this game, but for G2, the longer we go here, without them creating a major opportunity for themselves, it's gonna start feeling heavier and heavier on their shoulders. It is only game 2 of the best of 7s, but this could start to be telling as here comes Justin to double that lead up.
And it's really not looking good for G2 at the moment. Rizzo not even close to matching Turbo for speed. NRG looking so comfortable. This is perhaps the most worrying thing for G2 is I don't think they're going to get any freebies from their opponents. Where's the comeback going to come from if it doesn't come from them themselves? They need to step up here.
Well, this is NRG's 5th game of the day, and they've looked comfortable throughout all of them. GC Aura were steamrolled.
We have to remember though, GC Aura have had a good tournament, so I mean we put down quite a lot of that loss to NRG to just them not being experienced on a third day, but now with NRG looking comfortable against G2, we have to reconsider maybe NRG are just on a different level now that we're in the final day of the tournament. Turbo looking to make it 3, safe from Chicago. The ball's still in the offensive end. Rizzo forced into a clear across his own box.
Well, you would struggle to find 3 players with more combined day 3 experience than the ones we've got just here. It's gonna be Rizzo clearing. Switch straight to J-Nabs, but couldn't quite find him. Just want one of these plays to work out for G2. Once they start getting a taste for it, that's when they can be so dangerous. Turboposa would have liked to have made it 3 there, didn't make any contact, but for NRG, they've still got offensive pressure.
I want to see some energy from G2. If not in this game, then certainly between this and the next one. They can't just go in with their heads down, feeling sad about how this series is going. Because when G2 have been playing well, they've been excited, they've been animated. We're seeing that from more and more Rocket League teams as they get experience on stage and in situations like this. G2, for the moment, subdued by an oppressive NRG team. There's Chicago, saved from Garrett. Rizzo's there on the far side, but his shot is weakened. Chicago has to knock it clear just to prevent NRG from collecting the ball.
Still good pressure though from G2. J-Nabs off the backboard. Garrett reads it well. Can't prevent it from dropping down. Nobody for G2 around. There is a level of passiveness from G2 that we have not seen at all this entire weekend. Now drop down for Chicago. Can't get there in time. Turboposa reads the play well.
I've yet to see them attack with all 3 players, connecting with multiple passes. Let's see if J-Nabs can make something happen. Yes, he can. And there's a mess on the goal line, helping him find a way through. Finally, something happens for G2. It is actually a poor touch from Justin that leads this, or happens right before this goal. That's interesting.
The goal is important. I think the circumstances that created it as well are so important for G2. The fact that they were able to maintain that possession for as long as they did is what caused NRG to have a mistake in them. And now G2 can start hunting for the next one. And is it going to come from Rizzo? It is! Johnny, we now have ourselves a series.
G2, wake up. And just in time as well. This is a series that they can't afford to go 2 games behind, 3 games behind. They need to be at least competitive early on. Last match, they were not competitive. This one, they are.
Chicago now looking for another setup. Garrett G will clear, and he's got a lot of power for Turboposa. Well read from both players, but just couldn't quite execute in the way they wanted to.
Final minute now. NRG up against it for the first time this series. They're still, of course, in a pretty good position. I mean, if you told them they would win game 1 and be 2-all with 40 seconds left in game 2, they'd probably be quite happy with that. Given the circumstances, it's G2 with the momentum on their side.
He's converted, though. I have a feeling that this is just such a big game. G2 needing to win 4, whilst NRG only need to win 2 would be such a tough position to make a comeback from. There's Rizzo trying to drop. Turboposa clears long again. It's up to Chicago. 2 players actually cutting around for NRG. Might not matter. Here comes Garrett. What a save! And Rizzo almost turned it in his own net.
That would have been a second own goal in 1 game. Rizzo needs to be careful with his goal line positioning. And G2 are just wanting to get this ball into the ground by the looks of things. It's on 0. It's going to go down off a 50-50. 2-all in what might be the turning point of the series.
Turbo will start us off with possession. He's also got 100 boost. Wants to try and get someone set up, but Justin has been removed from the field. Garrett, and once again, what hit Turbo? NRG's, well, they can't really get any passing plays going when there's no one to pass to.
Yeah, NRG are not wanting to center the ball there when there's no one to center it to, so it's pretty smart by both teams. The demo's clutch from G2. Rizzo shot's actually almost then. It's gone off the bar and the post at the same time. Just snuck through there. NRG not ready for this level of shooting that G2 are now producing again and again.
Justin with the clear. It's only as far as Turbo. Turbo to Justin. Rizzo taps it down, but only as far as Turboposa! Chicago keeps it out!
That's just a save, possibly not just for this game, but for the series. Chicago where two of his teammates could not be. And into overtime now, G2 looking a bit dodgy again, and that's last-ditch effort from Rizzo this time.
Finally for Chicago, finally for G2. They got the ball out of their own side of the field. Rizzo, zero boost on him, just has to pop it over. He has to slow down the play though, gives his team plenty of time to reboost and reposition. Justin's touch to Chicago. And you get a feeling when you do clears like that, like the one we just saw from NRG, there's a possibility that G2 can pop those back into the midfield for a shot.
NRG are just looking for an opening here. G2 not playing as aggressively as they did while they were coming back here. You wonder, should they be playing with more urgency? Because they're actually slowing down the play, and NRG not likely to overcommit or double commit. That's not things that we're used to seeing from them. Let's see if G2's first gear here will confuse NRG into submission.
Here comes Chicago, 24 boost to his name. He's going to use it well, try to pick up yet another one on his way through. Very efficient pathing. This is G2's first opportunity to try and lay it down on offensive line. Again, zero boost on Chicago this time. Just can't quite get themselves into the position and get themselves into the circumstances required to put a shot on net.
Yeah, the boost steal timing wasn't right for G2. They may have been squeezing NRG into their half had the steals came in, but the boost just didn't spawn at the right time, so they had to back off. Now you're from NRG at the other end of the field. Justin beaten to the punch by JNABs. Rizzo and JNABs continue down the left flank. As it crosses over, Garrett ever ready and always watching for what's happening in front of him, gets in the way.
Diving challenge there from Chicago. This might be helpful. NRG didn't look too comfortable, but a bit of a wasted touch from JNABs. That might just sneak in, just about unable to dip in time. But JNABs with the follow, and it goes wide.
G2 so close, nothing so far to reward them. Nice challenge by Chicago, didn't want to give Justin time to flip reset. Now Turbo with an uncontested shot, saved by Chicago. Continues to impress in defense. Over time, getting longer and longer. What a huge win this would be for G2. Comeback and a big overtime victory, but if they lose this, all that hard work will have been for nothing. Turbo with a bit of space, but Rizzo will dash back and shut him down. End-to-end stuff here, no passes to flow in any real deliberate direction. It's just teams trading possession.
The backboard, Rizzo can't get a second touch. This might bounce out for Justin, but Chicago again so quick. Very solid defensive display from him so far in this overtime. It's going to be cleared. Garrett would love to have the boost required to play that one. JNABs first touch. Again, would have liked to have the boost to go for a double tap there. Seems like boost is at a premium right now across our field. Rizzo taps down, Chicago goes. But so does Garrett. Follow from JNABs. Oh, Garrett lands on it.
What a double save by Garrett. He's making up for his own misplay there. Shot off target from Chicago. All right, again, wanting to get involved in defense. He doesn't get the double touch off the floor bounce. We're almost in double game time now. G2 have had multiple opportunities. They've not scored any of them.
Infield pass, Rizzo saves.
Clutch stuff from Rizzo. NRG circling, trying to find the weak spot.
Both teams have had their opportunities. And at this point, the other feeling this match means even more to G2 than it does to NRG. How do you go 2-0 down after playing a 5-minute overtime and make a comeback happen? Here's Garrett. Not a great touch from Chicago. First time I've said that in this entire overtime. Goes up the wall. Turbo, zero boost on him, can't follow. JNABs' touch is quite inviting actually for Garrett G. He wants to move forward, two players out. Chicago has to do well here. Still coming towards NRG. They can't take a shot, however. Drop straight down. And Chicago is challenged.
Just like NRG, content to play the long game here. G2, we're playing with a bit more urgency than they were earlier. The game gets more and more stressful. We are so deep into overtime now. It doesn't look like a goal is coming anytime soon. The team's sitting so defensively, and they're backing each other up very well. Whenever a poor touch does come in, there's always somebody else to take the reins and make sure that nothing absolutely disastrous happens.
Garrett clears. This is actually quite awkward for JNABs, who has to go a pretty poor angle to try and play this one. Means Garrett can get even more contact. JNABs plays the ball long. G2 for their credit. I've actually got quite a few backboard plays, and Justin does hit it like that. G2 can potentially capitalize. Now JNaps again. Keeps going for these, but he's not had an opportunity to get a meaningful second touch. Rizzo off the wall. It's also going to be JNaps gone, so Rizzo's going to be playing this by himself. 6 minutes and 20 seconds of overtime. What will be the play to break it, and will it come here? Apparently not. Both teams just trading possession for the most part.
Looking for the small pass in defense. They'll wrong foot the entire team, because by sending the initial touch long every time, that's not going to surprise players at this level. But the mix-up hasn't come in for either team yet. G2 focusing on just winning aerial battles. NRG instead applying their attention to collecting all these hard clears.
Definitely feels like an overtime that will be won off a mistake rather than something amazing. And is that a mistake? Very risky playing that in front of your own net. Now the drop down. JNaps to the corner. NRG have held onto this ball in the blue side of the field for ever so long. Rizzo tries to clear, but Chicago's not in any position to get the half volley away. Justin does block. Two players move forward from NRG. Justin would love to have stolen some boost there, but none was around to take. Now finally, G2 are out. Chicago off the backboard. Turbopolsa does not flinch and takes it at the right time.
Great touch by Turbo. Follow-up from Justin. You know, when you put teams, even NRG, even players like Turbo in that position over and over again, it's one of the places where mistakes do happen. It doesn't matter who you are. Those reads are so difficult, under pressure especially. I want to see more of that from G2. Just get the ball high. For now, NRG continue to read those bounces.
Turbopolsa can't find Justin, but now Garrett G comes in. A lot of blue cards surrounding this ball right now. It's going to offer an opportunity for Turbopolsa. Looks for Justin again. And finally, we saw someone try something a little bit tricky. If that was executed right, that would have been OT over.
Yeah, nobody was ready for an interception there, but unfortunately, Turbo's pass was off target. Chicago's shot also off target. 8 minutes into overtime. We already saw 10+ minute overtime this tournament. Will G2 and NRG beat that? Oh my goodness, Justin, multiple touches, he's still there. In comes Garrett, save from Rizzo. Ball is still on the G2 goal line, but they get it clear.
Chicago now clears. All the way, Justin takes over, but Chicago once again on the hunt. Wants to try and take out Garrett G as well. Still, JNaps will play it into the corner, and NRG will feel like they should have finished it off there. Chicago off the backboard. Rizzo side challenge! Turbopolsa clears!
What a save from Turbo. This is turning into a game of saves. Where is the wonder play going to come from? You said it was likely to be a mistake that ends this game, but suddenly both teams take it up a notch. Shots are being sent flying on net.
Garrett G can't clear any further than Chicago. That bounce does help him out a lot. Wins a challenge as well. Garrett G's got way more out of this than I think he was anticipating. NRG now to the blue side of the field. We tick down ever closer to 10 minutes. This is now a free ball. Turbo can't get it past Chicago.
Chicago has been so clutch on the goal line for G2. The NRG passing plays. Oh my goodness!
What are we watching?
Again and again, G2 have an answer for NRG. These passing plays would have ripped apart almost any other team at this event.
At this level, on this stage, both team are pulling everything out. Rizzo looking for the set. Justin, however, does clear after the demo on Turbopolsa. Infield pass, and Chicago can't quite reach it.
So close for G2. See, the intention is there. The plan makes sense, but just inches out of reach. 10 minutes overtime, secured. We're in triple match duration, and the ball is bouncing on the halfway line.
Chicago for JNaps. JNaps looking for Chicago again. Just needed it to go to the right position. And Rizzo, dangerous diving challenge. Both teams have fought for this victory. Only one team can take it. Will it be Garrett? He lays it off for Justin to finish it off. NRG are now 2-0.
What a pass from Garrett, but what a shot from Justin. Bar down and in, giving G2 no chance. I mean, if you put the ball near anyone on the G2 goal line in this game, it's getting saved. This time, Justin leaves nothing up to doubt. NRG silence. Well, I think it's a G2 heavy crowd.
That's just a heavy crowd in general. That is an awful lot of guys out there. We appreciate you joining us. And right now, this is the first event that we've had coaches behind these players. After an overtime like that, a heart-wrenching loss like that.
Oh my goodness, Rizzo. Making himself as big as possible. I mean, at that point, you just have to get in the way of the ball and hope it comes at you, but he did well. Still, look at this from NRG. So clean with the passes, and Rizzo again with a great save. But this is how it all ended. Lob pass from Justin to Garrett, back to Justin, and into the net. We were waiting to see who would start these little passes because the long, clear balls were not working. Both teams were playing so disciplined, and they were leaving ball cam on pretty much 24/7s that nothing would catch them off guard, not even a pinch. But it was NRG who came not just with one passing play, but multiple. And eventually, G2 were not ready.
This is the first time we've got coaches on stage, and Jarzo, in that 1 minute, has got to do an awful lot of work.
Well, NRG
G2 are really against it now.
NRG don't have one, so
I don't believe they need one.
no, they do want one, but waiting for the right man for the job to show up. So this is the edge that G2 have. This is the sort of position where it can be really crucial. We saw Vitality yesterday, 2-1 down after crushing defeats against Team Reciprocity. Then you saw Greg coming in and just, not saying much, but just telling Kid, oh, it's all good. We can definitely come back from this. We're playing well. And it's little things like that, just knowing that your teammates, that your support staff have got your back. Nobody's blaming you for the loss. That's what G2 need to be reminding each other right now, because they did play a good game. They created chances. And if they can just replicate that, you never know. Maybe this one will go their way in a 10-minute overtime.
For G2, they need to start things to go their way now. They've been playing better as we go through this series, but they were not able to tie us up a 1 game apiece, and now life might get difficult. Follow-up shot, Chicago tried a miracle. Unfortunately, no miracle can stop Turbo Pulsar.
You know, this is reminding me of the NRG destruction of Cloud9. I believe it was North American Regionals for the recent RLCS. There was a long, long overtime, and after that, NRG were looking so comfortable. You know, getting that win just made them believe they're indestructible. Let's see if this one has the same effect. JNaps, a bit too direct there on the dribble, leaving himself no angles to work with.
Our last game win, NRG now moved to 5-0 on the day. And Garrett, I'm getting further than Chicago, who has had just an unreal defensive performance in the last few games. Needs to keep it up, but more importantly, G2 have to hunt for 1 more goal. Might be about to be 2. Rizzo makes sure there's not going to be any follow-up, but NRG are pretty unrelenting when it comes to that sort of thing. Requires JNaps to take it over the top of everyone. Now Rizzo can't fit it under the crossbar, and the next shot does not trouble the defense.
You know, it's better from G2. The pressure is there. NRG looking so composed. There's just no panic from them. Such a mature team now, with Turbo on the roster, with a LAN win right behind them, giving them confidence in themselves. You know, it's G2, they're the ones who would want this more, I think, because they've had a less successful year in Dreamhacks. They've really struggled and had some disappointing results. They would love to finish off the year with a win. NRG proving to be the most difficult competition they face, but Rizzo steps up and ties the game.
Rizzo moves down to the other side of the field and unleashes a thunderbolt to get past NRG. All tied up at 1 each. G2 feels like this one is a must-win. Right now, a reverse sweep, a best-of-7 reverse sweep is almost unheard of. I believe we've had 2, maybe 3, across the entirety of Rocket League majors.
Oh, it's so rare. I mean, that's what makes it so special when it does happen. But there's a long way to go yet for G2. That's just the beginning. They need more. Where's it going to come from? Miss from Rizzo off a tough read, but fortunately for him, nobody on NRG ready to punish. They're looking very risky at times in defense, G2. Need to have that player ready to attack the ball, because look what happens when NRG beat them to it. Suddenly, they look very vulnerable.
Yeah, NRG controlling the pace right now. Ever since we've been tied up at 1 each. Chicago clears. And they get an extra touch. NRG don't challenge this time around. That's been rare for them. Turbo Pulsar might just pass out to Chicago off the backboard. Garrett G reads that immaculately, but no pressure is gone just yet. Requires Justin to push it closer to the wall.
The goalkeeping this series, certainly some of the best that we've seen all tournament long from any team. Once again, Rizzo finds the bottom corner, but a save from NRG denies G2 their first lead of the series.
Be put up. Justin saves yet again.
It's just immaculate positioning, really.
It's just read so well. Gives him as many options as he can possibly have regarding where the ball goes. He can potentially react to it. And now Justin looks to go from savior to creator. Rizzo can't get it past Turbo. Turbo can't get that one over the top of Chicago. If Chicago didn't win that, NRG might have been clean through. Might not matter anyway. Garrett wanted the block shot, couldn't quite squeeze it through.
Well, Garrett's stuck in the post though, so we've actually got a chance for G2 to counterattack, but the pass goes wayward. Chicago's fast, but he's not that fast. Now everybody's back for NRG. We've got one man on the backboard, one man in goal, one man pressuring the ball. I mean, that is about as perfect as you can play a defensive position.
Turbo, with only J-Naps to beat. Justin gets there, but so does Chicago. Rizzo sweeps up the danger. NRG starting to probe, but now we move to the other side. J-Naps' shot is blocked by Turbo Pulsar. Chicago leaves for Rizzo. Pop goes for the shot afterwards. Lovely block, but Turbo Pulsar was the one to not move, and he was able to clear.
Final 15 seconds, G2 don't want another overtime here. They would much rather score. They have to be careful pressing forward like this. It is close to the end of the game, but NRG can keep the ball up. They can counterattack. If you overextend, it does go down. Overtime once again.
Well, Johnny, let's do it one more time. How about it?
I'll be right back. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Please don't leave me on this one. It's been a way too fast-paced of a series. Even despite the 10-minute overtimes, it was far from boring. Rizzo up. So is J-Naps. Requires Chicago to help this one along. That way the team can reposition. Garrett G does end up missing as J-Naps can't get any further than Turbo Pulsar.
These misses are coming in because everybody in this lobby knows if you don't go up into the air as fast as humanly possible, you're probably getting beaten to the ball. Now J-Naps actually jets the ball underneath the challenge and wins the game for G2. Let's take a look at another angle on this because there was a challenge coming in for Garrett, but he's gone too high. J-Naps with the outplay, bottom left corner, secures a win for G2.
How impressive of a game 3 was that for G2? They've been through a 10-minute overtime. They came out on the wrong side of it. And if you showed that to anyone else, you would never be able to tell.
And they even went 1-0 down in this game. That is the mentality that we want to see from G2. Nobody wants to see them getting 4-0 tier, just getting sent home for another disappointing result. They've been outperformed at all 3 Dreamhack events that happened before this.
Only one of you is going to be happy here, lads.
There's someone who wouldn't mind a 4-0 in favor of NRG. Yeah, this is what G2 want. They just want to be the team in NA that perform the best at one of these events because NRG have gone further than them in every single one. Cloud9 obviously won Dreamhack Dallas. So G2, although they were part of the big 3, there's no doubt that they're in the top 3 for North America. Like for Dreamhacks, I would say they've been 3rd pretty comfortably. NRG and Cloud9 outperforming them at various ones throughout the calendar. Can G2 make it more of an interesting discussion by finishing off this series with a win?
So important as well. It's been mentioned that they came into this tournament with a brand new mindset. For NRG, this is their chance to establish that just because they made a roster move doesn't mean that their position at the top of North America changes. If anything, it's beyond the ball. Fred Justin! You cannot defend this man!
Oh my goodness. Who's shot set? Never mind. That guy. Justin can 1v3 your team. Wow.
It's the reason why we're playing on the desert. Because when you go against Justin, you're in no man's land.
Okay, I was wondering where that one was going, but it does make sense. Justin, is he gonna do it again? He's on the line, saved this time by J-Naps. That is something we forget sometimes about NRG. They've not just got some of the best team plays, they've not just got some of the best strategy. in the world. They've also got the ability to take over the game by yourself and carry your team to victory. Justin, not a goal this time, but spoon-feeding Garrett. An easy goal for a player of his caliber.
What a sucker punch this is from G2, from NRG. Right into the gut of G2. And it is all down to Justin. Lays it off perfectly to Garrett, who is not going to miss those. One of the best shooters that we have seen in North America. Now Chicago to try and get one back. We've seen G2 make the 2-goal comeback before. But right now, what's going to be annoying them is the fact that every one of these games is just starting off brilliantly.
Oh, no!
Rizzo almost scored another own goal. There's some sort of cosmic force that really dislikes Rizzo at the moment.
I mean, that one, the other ones, perhaps you can say, come on, Rizzo, get in your goal, get behind the ball. But that one would have been just completely unfortunate. But there was a savior for G2. Scrambling back, they've had to do that non-stop for the past 90 seconds.
JNAPS looking for the infield. Chicago was going, but Justin just red hot in this game. Decides to try and control. Chicago wants to get rid of him, and to be fair, when Justin's playing the way he is, demoing him might be the only way to stop him from tearing your defense in two.
Not just demos, but Garrett there with the bump on the back wall, leaving the net wide open, but no one is there. But hold on a second. The ball's just bounced in field, and G2 find an opening. It's rare to see an uncontested ball for that long, but nice bump play by G2. One demo, one pressure play on a goalkeeper, and they're back within one. Can they make another comeback?
There's still over 3 minutes remaining in this game. We have not been lacking for quality plays so far. Justin comes out on the wrong side of that challenge. Garrett G looking to take over. He's got past one. Once again, G2, that wave defense whenever someone tries to dribble against them works out very well. 9 times out of 10. Rizzo infield. Smoothness, and they are completing these infield passes awfully often. But because NRG have done such a good job of starving out boost, it's been very difficult for G2 to follow up.
The G2 have not been able to do their, sit in the opposition's half, scored a pile of goals. They've not done that this game. They're not playing the game they want to be playing, but they're still being competitive, and that's impressive because you don't always have everything going your way. And you have to adapt when they don't.
NRG probing for a second goal to add to their lead. G2, this is so important right now that they are the next ones to get one. Justin, infield, only as far as Turbo. Chicago has time here, but not that much of it. Turbo Pulsar rolling straight through him, and now this might result in a setup. Justin has put in another.
So fast, so powerful. If you give Justin this position uncontested, you will not win. 3-1 NRG, and it has just been the Justin show. Well played to Garrett with the assist, though. NRG are perfectly happy to let Justin carry them to victory. It's something that Garrett's always said, and I think Turbo said when he first joined the team. Can't wait to get carried by these mechanical geniuses.
Well, it's something that Turbo especially has got to be very used to. He was a part of that greatest team of all time with Dignitas. This is going to be Garrett trying to drop off to Justin. This would probably finish it, but it was a team comprised of superstars, and they were happy to allow whoever was popping off on the day to do a lot of work, because you don't need to try and force a play style. We actually saw it from Reciprocity. They really realized Chaussette wasn't quite playing the way they wanted him to, allowed Fruity more time on the ball, who was starting to get hotter and hotter in the game.
That's what you need. You just need to wait and see who the opportunities fall to. You're talking Rocket League about the defensive player in a team, the aggressive player in a team, the carry, the ball chaser, whoever it may be. Sometimes the game will play itself, and you just have to be ready for whatever happens. And if everybody in your team's adaptable and willing to play all those roles effectively, you've got yourself a tournament-winning team.
Garrett goes for the fake out on the first shot. Ball's off the post. 40 seconds, G2 need to get this one away, but it might not be enough. Justin, deservedly, hat-trick hero.
Indeed, and you definitely had an opportunity to put the first shot on target, but he's dodged expertly to put the second attempt in off the bar. G2, by the looks of things, will have to come back from 2 games down. They were already 2 games down after 2 games in this series. But, you know, when you're facing triple match point, it's a whole different ballgame.
Chicago can't quite make contact. Garrett probably had the shooting lane shut down, but JNaps, again, tries to find that backboard. It's just been an area from NRG that has not been available. G2 have continued to pepper it, but no mistakes so far. And that is typically what you would expect when you do go for the backboard, is that defensively, you usually have the advantage as long as your positioning is correct.
Indeed, well, G2, they'll just be wishing that Justin wasn't a player for NRG after a game like that. Just a casual reminder that Justin at the start of the day has declared formally that he is currently in a slump, so you be the judge. I mean, personally, I'm not on board with that after what he's just done to G2.
I mean, it's a very Rocket League player sort of response, isn't it? I don't think I've ever spoke to a Rocket League player who thought they played well.
Have you met Speed?
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, we won't be seeing any more of him this tournament, but with plays like this from NRG, what more could we ask for? Flip reset from Justin, and then he gets into an air dribble dunk after dodging. What the more...
Wait, is this after the goal? Why is Justin not the first one getting the fist bump?
I mean, they always do the...
Oh, is it? Is it muscle memory, is it?
That's right. It's always turbo first, if I'm not mistaken. But
okay.
I was going to say that's a more composed reaction from Justin. I've seen a few times today when he scores a goal. He's
used to it.
Wide-eyed and in awe at himself. This one, I guess, is just a training ground move for him. He must be used to, you know, flip reset, air dribble dunks.
It's like he forgets how good he is every single day he wakes up.
Imagine that. Imagine forgetting that you're this good at Rocket League and then picking up the controller. That would definitely be
not a bad life to live, is it?
A pretty good day.
But the life G2 live is one where they need to win 3 games in a row. And this might not be the start for it. JNaps, very composed, but needs to win the challenge. He's done so well. Rizzo turns himself around. A little bit of a scary start here for G2.
Flip reset for Chicago. He gets behind it. It's a bit too much. But still, JNaps with a free ball. Double touch off the ceiling. Slapped away by Turbo. It's creativity from G2, but the execution lets him down.
Gonna drop awkwardly. Turbo Pulsar. Dive for it. Didn't make any contact. Must win for G2 in this game. And if anything, I'd like to see them just score the first goal.
It would be a big help. They've not had too many of those. Well, that's an opportunity. JNaps straight down the middle. You have to do better than that, because with NRG defending as well as they have, the shooting has to be perfect, and this is not perfect shooting by G2 standards.
Justin with the clear. Can't get it past Chicago, who actually lays it immediately off for the infield. Very one-track mind here from G2, but hey, if it works, it works.
Well, if they disguise their passes as well as that, I'm okay with it. The problem there is it was, you know, a little bit behind Rizzo. He wanted the ability to run onto the ball. There, he was forced to jump, not even straight up, even a little bit backwards to reach it.
The problem with those sort of passes is that typically you need to have ball cam on. You're effectively blind passing to a player. Very difficult to know where exactly to put it. Chicago wins the challenge. Garrett G with a follow-up. Something that Garrett G was alluding to earlier on, and actually Dude of the Nose was alluding to, where a lot of these high-level North American teams are happier to hold someone back. Might be needed here, though. Justin does make contact. It's going to be laid up over to Rizzo. First touch, good. Second touch. It's going to be a setup for JNaps. Above the crossbar. That is one that needs to be unleashed on the net.
We said it earlier in the game, and I'll say it again. That shot needs to be on target. JNaps got to test the goalkeeper there. Got to test NRG's defense, because these opportunities going away with no goals being scored going to make it a lot harder to win a game, especially if NRG score first. Almost half the game gone already, and there's Justin showing G2 how it's done.
Just another opportunity for NRG to outpace. And JNAPS, I don't quite know what he was expecting. If he thought Turbo was maybe going to bounce the ball into him. Either way, he needed to be a bit more patient, hold himself back, give himself more range of motion to work with.
Well, it looks like he ran into the corner to collect the ball and then thought to himself, wait, Turbo's going to hit that again, isn't he? There's no point in me being here. I'll just wait on the ground. And then Turbo didn't hit the ball. It bounces up and JNAPS looks a bit silly as he just watches it roll in front of him. G2's tournament life now on the line, but Chicago's shot hits the bottom right corner. And that's the sort of shooting we've been waiting for all game long.
And it's done importantly quickly. Almost an immediate response from G2. It's another game where they haven't scored first. I think at this point it might be a trend. But if it works currently for G2. And they might be about to get another, but they've got to try and clean up some of these mistakes defensively.
Turbo. Late challenge from Chicago. Does make contact, but it's right into Justin. Now Garrett alone in defense, plays it patiently, 1v1 with JNAPS, and he gets a nice save. Free jump, doesn't work out though. Rizzo going on the far side preemptively for a nice early shot. Look at that positioning by Rizzo. He's over on the right, Chicago's on the left. There's really nowhere for Garrett to clear that ball, even though he did a pretty good job. That's what you want to see from G2. It's, I'd say, at least 200 IQ there from Rizzo to be on the far side.
Very Vitality-esque sort of goal from G2, allowing the 1v1 to happen. And it's not necessarily the player on the ball you need to be afraid of, it's the player that's going to follow up afterwards. Rizzo able to be there for that one. And now G2 have got the lead in regulation, a sentence that has not often been said here, but is oh so very important for their tournament lives.
Now this is where they want to play. G2 looking like themselves again. Their ball is in the NRG end. Challenges are coming in early. Boost grab by Turbo though. Bodes well for NRG. However, JNAPS pop does not. There's Turbo collecting the ball. Very composed stuff. And he might not have needed that boost, but he's taking it just so G2 can't steal it.
Chicago grabs ball, grabs boost, and now he's got all the resources he needs to start taking this ball past every single NRG defender or attacking player that wants to move towards him. Doesn't get to win that challenge though.
It's important that Rizzo didn't get dunked there. Just to get the ball past his opponent. Minute and 10 seconds left. G2 in front for the first time. NRG break out of their half, and now I'm sure they are going to be up in the ante, starting to play a little bit faster. They're not going to go down in this game without a couple of last-ditch efforts.
Infield pass, Garrett, get another pop. You have to be over to himself, nobody was ready for that one. Still, he's more than capable of taking over those plays. Chicago to Rizzo. Rizzo takes his time. This has been a constant theme. That is a double commit. Justin misses the ball, however, and Turbo Pulse has to bail him out.
Turbo Pulse waiting just in case Justin misses. Obviously, nobody expects Justin to miss there, but why not play the ball patiently in case he does? 24 seconds left. NRG, nice knock forward is Turbo against Chicago, and Chicago's too fast.
Drop over, Turbo can't get it past Rizzo. Seen a lot of times here with people aerialing in for bumps. Not many making contact so far.
Well, Rizzo's dodge timed out. He wanted to throw himself into that ball. Luckily, he doesn't have to because they've already got the lead. Now they just need to ground the ball. There'll be 2 wins in the series. Rizzo 50-50 with Justin. It goes middle for Chicago, and that should do the trick. Doesn't matter if it goes in, hits the ground. Anything except a bounce up on the curve will do for G2.
1 down, 2 to go. And it was an interesting performance overall from both teams. One of the more sloppy games, actually, that we've seen from a lot of the goals that we did see go in, but for G2, doesn't matter.
Hey, they'll take it. They started off looking, I would say, disorganized defense again, but they picked it up. In fact, the thing I'm most impressed with G2 is their ability to keep the ball in NRG's end of the field for as long as they did, because that's not easy. This was so important. Look at the positioning by Rizzo. He's way over on the right-hand side there, and that removes a lot of Garrett G's clearing angles, because Garrett was alone at the back. He has to make a save and clear the ball. So if Rizzo can be over there already, where does Garrett put the ball if not straight sideways?
And if you're a G2 fan, when do you start believing that this can happen?
Probably when the commentators predict against him. That's their thing, right?
Oh,
they get
Gibbs
jinxed.
Walking past us.
They get jinxed every event, I hear.
Actually, I can't even say it. Gibbs predicted them to win the entire thing.
Yeah, I think I did as well, so sorry about that, G2 fans. We'll see. It could still be on the cards. If they get to play their game like they did for the latter half of last game, I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to Game 7. NRG would love to end this one in 6, though. As I'm sure, even though they've been pretty composed, pretty calm all tournament long, Game 7 of the semifinals would make, I think, even a renewed Garrett G feel nervous.
Gonna be bouncing awkwardly. Chicago's touch hindered more than helped.
Needed to do something, though, and at least he did make contact.
Now JNAPS tries to find the backboard. Justin reacts so well. Now he's got it past another player. Over to Garrett. Justin back up again. And I don't know if he was going for shot or fake. Either way, Chicago does well.
I love the hitbox that Chicago, a hitbox angle Chicago opted for. Just make himself as big as possible because he's not sure if that is going to be a shot or a mind game or a controlling touch. So he's wanting to just be in the way, whatever it is.
Chicago now on the hood. Turboposter desperately trying to get back. Everyone here is on 0 boost. Might pop out. Here's Rizzo. Managed to score from a very similar position last time. The ball rolling towards him. Now JNAPS. Good block. That's something that this series is coming down to more and more. Just those midfield challenges, trying to get a clean win, trying to give your team that one-man advantage.
And I wondered, you know, the one-man advantage. Who did G2 have that's ready to step up and just win a game all by yourself like Justin did earlier for NRG? Is anybody able to do that? Because here comes Justin again. Runs out of booster. I'm sure he would have been hitting that triple touch. G2 contesting every aerial. Rizzo matching Justin for speed. That's going to keep NRG back for the time being. It looks like G2 are always ready with at least one player whenever NRG sends somebody forward. And Justin looks uncomfortable. JNAPS 1-0.
And this is not the first time this weekend this has happened to Justin. Found too far forward. JNAPS can get it over the top of him.
Oh.
And that's a bad goal to concede.
I wonder how Justin ended up in that position. It's a really weird one. He's facing the wrong way and then has to half flip into the in reverse just to get anywhere near the ball. Well done, JNAPS. The shot just testing NRG like we were talking about last game. If they can put shots on target, you expect NRG to save them, but they're not always going to.
Well, you mentioned earlier on about how we're looking for... Oh, wait a second! Off the crossbar, somehow doesn't go in.
Man.
Now Rizzo, infield for Chicago, on target! Scores!
Chicago with an absolute boomer straight down the middle. Rizzo blind pass to his left, and that was perfect from Chicago. Not only has it gone top left, but if he named it, I think, any more to the right, Garrett would have had a touch on it. G2 2-0, Game 7 beckons.
Well, you were talking about how who on G2 can step up. It almost seems like that is so anti their philosophy in general. It's a team over here on G2. And they don't succeed without all three stepping up to the plate.
Solo plays still possible for them. Saw some exquisite goals from Rizzo yesterday. And that's on the goal line. Garrett G causing problems for G2. G2 have an answer.
Chicago looks for the infield. Justin reads it well. One of the only times that the infield has not been disguised, but still Chicago demos Garrett. Very proactive off the ball. Chicago now looks to try and just drop that. I think he wanted Rizzo, but wasn't able to get the right contact on it. Here's JNAPS again to make it free, and he's going to do so!
There you go.
Do you believe?
Well, this is how G2 love to play. The deception from JNAPS as he comes spiraling into the ball. There's really no idea for NRG where he's going to shoot. So many consecutive touches on the ball for G2. That's like what we were asking for. You know, that's how they finished last game, and they brought it into game number 6 as well.
Rizzo takes as much time off the clock as possible. You can see the moment Turboposter realized, wait, he's not going to move for me. JNAPS! What? Excuse you?
Take another look at this. The latest dodge you're going to see all day. And that has left NRG completely out of position, speechless. You know, there's actually a smile from Garrett there. I think probably a nod of respect to what was one of the best goals we'll see all day.
I don't even know how to respond after that. That is unreal. And G2 have finally got one back on them. They're going to have to make sure they keep their heads in this because NRG have proven they can put multiple goals in a very short period of time.
Yeah, Chicago there just lunging into the goal. He's hoping he'll have the time to get up on the crossbar so he can have some momentum when he dives in for the save. Wouldn't have been necessary had he not jumped up and double committed in the first place. So misplay for G2 in defense. NRG with a punish. It's not over just yet.
Infield pass again. Rizzo skies it. Chicago, very risky jump up, but now Jams can move forward. Justin needed to make contact, but G2 are swarming NRG this series.
Look how confident they are moving in, even as third man. Everybody taking their turn, playing the ball. And NRG are starting to feel the pressure because if you know the other team are willing to send their third man at a risky play like that, then that instigates panic in defense. Everybody on NRG starting to take less time on the ball. Chicago infield to JNaps. JNaps into the bar, it's on the goal line, surely, but no, Garrett G will guide it wide.
But it's such a showing of the G2 mentality that they've got the 3-goal lead. They can easily let off the gas a little bit. And they refuse. They want 5, they want 6, they want 7. They just want to keep on scoring.
Well, that's what has us thinking that they might have the best offense in the world. When they get to play their game, as they currently are, really, who can match them except perhaps Mouse, who also did this to NRG yesterday.
Challenge will kill the ball. 2 players out. Now big clear for Rizzo over to JNaps. This could do yet another one off the backboard. Chicago makes it 5.
And that's game. The clear was all they needed. Rizzo winning them the game with that touch. There's no time left for NRG, but why not put another one in just to send them a message? NRG are getting no rest as they approach game 7. It's been non-stop onslaught for G2.
We've had nearly 9 games worth of Rocket League here, Johnny, and it has been worth every single second. G2, they fought back from 3-1 down. We go to 3-3. We go to game 7.
Oh, they can be so proud of how they've done this as well. They didn't rely on mistakes from NRG. They went in, they upped the aggression. They realized maybe we're playing a bit too slowly here. We're not being aggressive with our third man. We're not playing that 3-man offense that we're so known for. Why not try it? At least if we're going to lose this tournament, we might as well lose it playing the game that we play.
Everything to this point, null and void. 5 minutes to make it into our grand final. Dreamhack Montreal, are you ready for this? Game 7 versus G2 and NRG in a tournament that just keeps on giving.
We had a game earlier on in the day which felt like a final, but this now again feels like a final. G2, NRG going all the way into game 7. And this is really, I think, the stronger side of the bracket. So whoever wins this will be looking like the favorites, in my opinion, just based on what we've seen so far this tournament. Now, we have to think twice about that, of course, because Vitality are over there. They've made a day 3 run in the World Championships, gone through everybody in their way. Got the Peeps over there, wanting to add another North American name to the equation. This is all about G2 versus NRG for the time being. 5 minutes to prove that you are the best team in the world.
Gonna be over to Garrett G. He's got past one. Chicago has to avoid everything. Dodged the car, found the ball.
How has Chicago managed to not just save that, but also guide the ball to safety? So well done under the most pressure that we've probably seen on any one player in this whole series.
I'm failing to think of any defensive display more impressive than Chicago has been in this series. Turbo finds Garrett, looks for the negative angle shot. It's actually caused havoc for G2. Infield pass, Justin hits the post.
Justin's shot wasn't on target there. Rizzo had most of the goal covered anyway. That's unusual. You would expect Justin to put that one onto the net from that range.
Chicago leaves, takes back over. He's still on 0 boost, wasn't able to pick up anything on his way through. Now Garrett can try and lay it off the infield pass, but it's directly into the path of JNaps, who straight back. That is how dangerous the G2 passing plays have been, out of nowhere.
That's exactly what has me thinking they pass the ball better than anyone else in the world. they weren't able to put the finishing touch on. As were NRG earlier. Is that just the nerves of the Game 7? Who's going to play clutch when it matters most?
Keep an eye out for those bumping plays. Nobody has been safe in the net so far. Chicago dived in. Rizzo's going to be by himself. He's retreating back. Good, strong defensive display though from Rizzo to keep that one out. Another double commit, but this one will be more than safe.
Now JNAB's not able to make contact. Chicago comes in, gets his body behind the ball. They're trying to deny NRG clears at the moment. They're desperately trying to set up like they did in the last game. NRG breaking free a lot more easily than they did in the past 10 or so minutes before this. Let's see if G2 can find a way to pin them back again.
Another double commit for the save, but it's working out for G2 more often than not. Cleared straight down the middle. JNABs would love to block. He's got it. Went hunting for Justin. Seems to be hit bull, hunt for player from both teams. Unfortunately, NRG have managed to hunt each other. Chicago, uncontested. Oh. Somehow saved, but can they reach another? Justin, double save, keeps this tied up.
Justin keeps NRG level up in the final game of this series. You just thought, surely that's going to cross the line. It's so close, and now here come NRG. Down the other side of the field, Chicago knocks it wide, but NRG refused to relent.
Ball popped up, only as far as Turbo Pulsar. He's going to try and get another one. That comes out. Turbo takes a shot, over to Garrett G. Saw two players diving in towards him. Decided to wait, didn't want an easy clear to happen for G2.
So evenly matched here. You know, we talked about earlier, G2 have been outperformed by their main rivals in North America across the entire Dreamhack calendar, but right now they are matching NRG blow for blow. Chicago backflips by mistake though. Is that open? No, Rizzo with a clutch rotation.
It's going to be required again. Chicago pops it up. Justin, but JNABs preferred to not have been challenged by the time he got to that ball. It's Garrett G. Maybe infield pass. That's how dangerous those clears are if it's close to the wall. And G2 have got the right position. In fact, both teams, if they've got the players in the right position, they will unleash that infield pass every single time, and it's so hard to react to.
And G2, they are playing so aggressively right now, but NRG trying to counter perfect touch from Chicago. In fact, letting the ball hit the bar as well as his car. So important there in order to guarantee distance on the clear.
Play to the midfield. Garrett cannot beat JNABs to the ball. Justin was blocked by Chicago, but did not have the angle to really play it properly. Turbo goes one-on-one against Rizzo. Rizzo comes out, now tries to follow it up. Justin takes over. Here's JNABs, over to Rizzo. Rizzo off the back foot. Here comes Turbo Pulsar, clears of the danger before Chicago could get there.
Ball's just doing laps around the field. Such a fast game here. Neither team trying to change the pace of it. Chicago offloads to JNABs. Tries to pop it back into the middle, but it's only gone as far as Garrett G. And Chicago with an awkward touch, especially given how well he's been playing. 20 seconds left.
A nail biter over here in Game 7. Rizzo pops the ball to the air. Chicago's missed. Justin has missed. Garrett takes control.
Garrett G, is he going to go all the way here? That's on target, but Rizzo softly guides it into the corner. They just want it in the ground now, and there's the overtime. Game 7. One more goal to send you to the grand final of Dreamhack Montreal.
I'm going to start with Justin, but only as far as Chicago. Garrett G looks across one. Can't get any further. Turbo Pulsar just gives a testing shot towards the net. Going to need to come up with something a little bit more venomous to try and win this series.
At this point, anything on net has got to be a good thing. This one goes high. Garrett G to Justin, to the goal. Chicago with the save. Keeps G2 alive.
Bounces up high. Now it's G2's turn. Goes to the midfield. Justin, though, so difficult to try and pry that ball away from. We've had so many of these situations. We had Vitality against C9 earlier. How will this one finish off?
It's only 40 seconds into OT already. So many chances. It's looking very, very dangerous for both teams. G2 playing a dangerous game, so aggressive, but can they keep that rotation tight? NRG at any moment looking to hit them on the counter.
Keep an eye on the G2 third. Keep an eye on Justin. He's against JNABs. JNABs times the jump well, keeps it out, but NRG are on the prowl. Finally, G2 able to escape, but maybe only for a second.
Perfect challenge there by JNaps. He waits for the ball to bounce. He knows that's the one moment Justin's weak. Shot from Turbo, knocked away by Chicago. He needs to get there again, though, because Justin is on the left-hand side. Rizzo does well to avoid him.
It's hard to tell if they're going to play the ball or just come in bumpier. Now JNaps off the wall, second touch. Going to keep the ball up high. 4 boosts on him, though. Means it's going to be difficult for him to follow up. Do see this now. Played over to Chicago. Chicago's going to need to get it to someone else. It's a lose for the time being, but it's to the corner.
Yeah, NRG have got back boost control. So G2 not able to box them in and keep them into their goal where they want them. If NRG can continue to control their back corner boost, they're going to be perfectly happy here. They've done this before. They did this for a long time in the 10-minute overtime, which they won earlier. Now Turbo to the middle. Justin shot saved by JNaps.
So well read by both defenses. Garrett G has Turbo over in support. Both players go for it. JNaps comes out on top. Now for Rizzo. Gets it just past Garrett. Feels like you need to win 3 challenges in a row in order to take this overtime.
So many aerial 50-50s. Justin shot the one target and Rizzo with the save. There's just been so many saves by both teams. An unbelievable defensive effort.
JNaps up, Justin up. JNaps comes out on top. Turbo just wants to try and probe, see if he can get a double commit. Wasn't gonna happen, off the wall. Gonna be Garrett to try and follow, but instead leaves it. Wants to see if he can steal some boost. JNaps making sure that that one's not gonna be at all dangerous for his team, as now resort to the other side of the field. It's the first time G2 have seen the orange side in an awful long time.
This is great because they had low boost and multiple members. That's a miss from Justin. Turbo's there. Nobody from G2 ready to capitalize. Now JNaps has to back off. He's scared of the power clear. There it is, but he's ready for it.
Garrett to the wall. Takes his time. 50 boost to his name. Fakes one.
Garrett.
Flicks him to the side. Is there any follow? No, there isn't.
No one's
any
there.
other situation, NRG are there for that, but the nerves from a Game 7 overtime mean that you play ever so more defensive.
And they're just not spreading out in the support of Garrett G. That could have been it. The net was wide open. Garrett was dismantling G2 single-handedly, but G2 forced him wide, so he needed help to put the ball in.
G2 have spent so much of this 3.5 minutes in defense. They need to escape. They need boost to do so. It's going to be Turbo stealing yet even more. Garrett G, almost. And if he was unleashing that without a challenge, would have finished it off. Chicago doesn't look comfortable. JNaps needs to help him out. Turbo Pulsar will fly past the ball. G2 survive yet another scare. But how long can they do so?
There's just boomer after boomer from NRG. They are slinging the ball on net with every single touch. G2 holding on as well as anyone can, but this is not where they want to be. Justin denied by JNaps.
JNaps avoids yet another demo attempt. Now he sets up! Chicago! Rizzo wins it! G2 move on!
Rizzo committing as third man. Gets rewarded with a wide open net. And from 3-1 down, G2 come back and knock out the team everybody was calling the best in the world coming into this event. A team who performed incredibly well on the day. But NRG are out. It's G2 into the grand final. What a series that was.
And you know what the scary part is if you are an NRG fan? This team isn't even that old. They're gonna get better. They're gonna come back stronger. But for today, G2 has booked another final and an opportunity to add their first international trophy since 2017. Who will it be against though? We'll find that out later on. But before then, we'll find out how G2 were able to win. We'll be back after a quick commercial break.